Welcome back, everyone. It's Michelle, and I'm back with an easy project. Now, I think this project here is great for someone who is a newbie or new to doing this, but it's just such a simple thing that you can add to your albums or folders like this, just anything. And I want to show you how easy it is to do. So Steph Reed had posted this gorgeous album on Instagram, and she had used the acetate for closure, which I've done the binding for it, but I haven't done, I don't think, one with a closure like this. And she also had like this sweet little belly band. And so this is also inspo, okay? So first, I'm not doing this one per se because I feel like it's self-explanatory after I do the album, but I have these adorable acetate belly bands. So her album had something like this and it slid inside, but I thought I'd just make these little cards and they go perfect in journals or mini albums or even just by itself. But these are just two really pretty ideas. And then you've got these adorable little folder pockets. Now I've done two of these different because I feel like the way this closure is easier for newbies, but it's just held on by, you see just a Velcro and it's just a simple folder. And I wanted to make this because yes, it's simple, but I just want to show you how simple because it always looks more complex than it is, especially for a newbie. And this one I had done a little bit different and I don't feel like I need to do this because I'll show you what I did, but this one just has the one pocket and the belly area or belly band, whatever you want to call it, is a little bit more loose than the other one, if you can see. So anyway, I end up feeling like this was more of a newbie project. Okay, so you can obviously use any size paper you want. I'm just going to give you my reference because especially for someone who's new at this. So today I'm going to be using a 5x12 paper. Okay, and I'm going to be scoring it at 3, 6, and 9 inches just to keep it simple. So 3, 6, 9. And for those who've been on my channel a long time, this is just revisiting basics, right? So we don't really even need to do anything else with that. We just have our simple basic album, which are my favorite kind. So for a newbie, I mean, you can do an accordion album. You can go back and forth, back and forth. You can just keep this, just like this and have like a little flippy album. But today I'm just going to make a folder. So I'm going to make this my cover. And just a little tip for anyone who's a newbie, like if you see I have my two pockets, how I make my pockets even is I open this up and just fold it in half, and then I cut my lines so that they're completely even and one's not wonkier than the other, if you know what I mean. So they're both be exactly the same, and that's just a really good newbie tip. And then you have your little folder. So, I mean, that's easy, right? And then if you want, you can just maybe even leave one without the pocket and have like a little flip thingy. I mean, there's a million things you can do with these kind of folds. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And this folds pretty nice, but if you want, you could even hack some of that off. But I'm just going to leave mine because it doesn't seem to really be bothering my folds. But if you accidentally do, then you know what to do. So let me grab some of my glue. Sorry, it's the one thing I always seem to have a problem on when I'm trying to start my projects. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this here. But I could literally do a million albums with these same scores over and over in a million different ways. And also, another tip, if you really want to do it, okay, is you could even fold this and put this back here and make a pocket at the front, okay? But today, I am going to go ahead and fold that here. Okay, now I'm getting kind of closer down here. So what I did just, and I think this is great for project cards. So I had some of my project cards that, come in your little kits and things. And this album, because it was a 3-inch score, was a little, like a 3-inch card here would just be kind of weird because there's no border. So I just cut it down to 2 3/4 by 4 inches. So I just took a little slither off, like a 1/4 inch off the edge of these. So just for size reference, that's what these are. And I have, you only need 2 of them, but I have 4 of them because I don't know how it's going to look on here. So I'm kind of just, you know, so you see how you have just a little bit of the edge, and I did want it to be, I wanted you to be able to see the edges because the paper's so pretty and I'm covering it up. I at least wanted to be able to see some of the edging on the paper. You know what I mean? So I just love these. These are so pretty. It's like, oh my goodness, which one do you use? The birds are beautiful. And then I just like this because it's different, but it's going to be probably closed with the closure. So let's just use the birds, okay? So adding these little birds on. We can call them love birds, right? There are some, oh, what do you call them? I don't remember what kind of bird you call them. But, you know, they protect their nests every spring and do that crazy noise. And there's one down this path that me and Bandit keep walking on, and it's terrifying because when I was a kid, there was one that waited for me. I swear, you guys, there would be like, and I lived in a city, it was a huge light post, and it would wait for me when I came home from school and come all the way. And it was a long street, and he would see me and like, or she, and she would chase after me. I started to have to take an alley. Okay, so here we go. This is acetate here, and mine is measuring 1.5 by 8.5 inches. Of course, this is all preference, however your album is, but it's just a little strip. Hoping you guys can see it on there. And let me show you how I'm going to do mine. So I'm just going to take another one of these little cards here that are sized this and pop it on the back. Oh my goodness. I guess I'll put this one on here because... So I'm going to do that, right? But before I do that, this is basically what I'm using for my closure. So I'm basically going to go like this and pop it on there, and then I'm going to trim it. Because I want to show you one more thing before I trim it for an option. So I am using a really thick tape. And, ooh, I didn't mean to do that. So... oh my goodness. So I'm going to go like this and just basically plaster it on there. Oh goodness, let's stick on that. So I'm going to go like this. And of course you can fill it all up around. However, like, you know, because obviously this is not going to be glued down, or you can just glue the edges. And that's all I'm doing because I don't want to mess with the tape right now. I want this to be kind of a quick, just fun, easy project. If my glue will cooperate with me. I haven't used my glue in a few days, so when it's not pumping, it's working and just sealing. Okay. I'm just going to dab that on there. Okay, so here's my stuff here. And I'm just going to place it kind of right where I had it on the other side. Okay, and then you see here. So basically here is where I would cut it and trim it. But I wanted to show you, the reason why I left it this size is because I want to show you. So another fun way is that you can like actually even have the Velcro like this. And have it almost like this. So if you want this to be a pretty little banner with maybe a rosette or some beautiful embellishment that you made, and you can put that like right on there. And it's just a nice little closure. But today I'm going to just trim this down. And you want it to be a little puffy, right? Because you want that look. So I'm going to kind of leave that there because that's the whole point. You want them to see how pretty. So that's about how much I'm cutting off mine. That's completely crooked, so let me fix that. Okay, but how easy is that closure? So if I've had people who are like, can you make a closure? Things like that. So this is an easy way to do it. And then I'm just going to take one of these and grab a flower out of here or something. So let's see what we got going on. I have not really gone through this pack, so I don't know what I'm going to get out of here. It was kind of one of those on a whim things. I really love the rose, so maybe I can go like that. Sure. So I'm going to use some double-sided tape here, this like my leftover here, and just stick that on there. Probably right there. So that looks good. And then just for this little closure part here, all I'm going to do is grab these little Velcro dots. So I got these from Temu, and I have been pronouncing it correctly. I thought I was pronouncing it wrong, but I was informed that I was saying it the right way. So people are pronouncing it Temu. So here's this, and that's how I do mine, just because it's easier for me to do it this way than doing it and guessing the aim, because I've done that. And you've got this pretty closure. So I honestly want this a little shorter. So I'm going to cut mine just a little bit more. And I think that's crooked, but I'll fix it. So hold on, let me make sure that goes on here. So you have this, and then no one can even see. And I'm sorry, but that is probably just glue all over the place. But here we go. And inside, just to add these pockets to make it a bit more extra, you can just take some of those pretty little dies and tickets and add some pretties on it. You could even put it here. I'm just going to add that in here. And I'm going to find a pretty flower to put that on. This paper is pretty busy. So let's just kind of calm it down a bit. I might even do something like that, like just put a little ticket there, because it's super busy. But I do want to add a flower if I can find one that will maybe contrast just a little bit. But you really don't need one. So I'm going to use double-sided foam tape here. I'm looking at it on camera now, and it's very busy. All right. And I'm going to just put that on there. I'm just trying to find this collection because I want to add a sticker. But I don't know where I put the rest of it. I have like 5 collections out right now, all at once, like on the floor. So this here. But do you see how easy it is, especially for like a newbie? This is very, very easy, even just for us. I mean, I like doing this, and I'm not really a newbie, but it's just a fun look. And of course, you can have your album like this. So I had made another album where this is just a test, by the way, and I ripped the sticker off because I ended up using it. But I had it originally going this way, and you could do something like that too. And don't forget the belly bands. So yeah, this is just a quick, pretty little project, but this is just some of the stuff inside so you can see and get an idea of how it looks. And you could do it either way, but just some fun acetate inspo. All right, guys, thanks so much.